What's up, man? I want to talk about Deontay Wilder's possible deal with either ESPN, or the Zone. Believe maybe even Showtime, but or Fox. But it was a lot of people saying that he was kind of I guess looking for a deal, in the Zone was trying to sign him, and they was in discussion or talks. But people talk, so you know how that goes. But I recently heard an interview with him on 78 Sports TV channel, and where he confirmed that it's a lot of people out there sending him bids. He's going to look at the right one, and he's going to take the one that's that suits him, that the more I more lucrative deal. And I've been saying this all along. Deontay Wilder needs to stop listening to social media and stop listening to these YouTube channels. And if he go with the Zone and Eddie Hearn, if he go with Bob Arum and ESPN or whatever he does, you know what I'm saying, he should worry about and get the best deal possible. All these fighters should go out there and get the best deal fight possible and fight on the best stage with the most money. They all should do that. They shouldn't worry about somebody saying, "Well, if you go at Eddie Hearn is a white slave master," and all this stupid stuff. What they said about Joshua. Now, I said this months ago. If Deontay Wilder end up signing with Bob Arum, or is he end up signing with Eddie Hearn or the Zone, are y'all going to still support Deontay Wilder? That's my thing. Are you going to still support him because you don't like? Remember, y'all don't like Eddie Hearn, and I'm talking to a lot of guys in the not like Eddie Hearn. Y'all made it very, very clear that he's not a good promoter. He's not this. He's not that. He's not this. And all this emotional, crazy stuff, man. And I said, never say never, because what if Deontay Wilder or your favorite fighter end up signing with one of these guys, and Bob Arum, y'all don't like Bob Arum either, and end up signing with one of these guys? Are you going to still support the fighter that you like? And that's Deontay Wilder, and preferably Earl Spence or the Charlos or whoever, because the Charlo brother that's at 160. If I was him, I would sign with the Zone, because that's where all the middleweights are. That's where all the belts are at. That's where all the top middleweights are. Danny Jacobs is signed to Eddie Hearn, and he still fights. And I believe Al Heyman is still his advisor, so he hasn't left Eddie Hearn. What he did was he said he wanted to go with someone, a promoter that's going to promote him, uh, put him first, put a lot of spotlight on him. That's what he wanted to do. So he went with his own. He went with Eddie Hearn, and everybody called him, "Oh man, you disloyal." How in the world? None of these fighters, period, should be loyal to no station, no promoter, no advisor. Because guess what? They are not in the ring taking the punches. None of Eddie Hearn is not taking no punches. Al Heyman is not taking no punches. Bob Arum is not taking no punches. Showtime, Fox, The Zone, ESPN. None of them people are taking punches when these fighters are getting in the ring. So they should not show They should show zero loyalty to none of these entities. What they should do is fight on the biggest stage with the most money. Period. Point blank. That's going to give them the most out of what they want out of their career. And if Wilder signed with the Zone, because I remember when the Zone came out, I wanted to test and see what kind of fights was going to have on there. And I remember they had the Pavek and Joshua fight on there, so I got it because I wanted to see it. I'm not listening to nobody saying, "Oh man, you shouldn't get the Zone, man. You a sellout. You a coon if you got the Zone." That's stupid talk. That's stupid talk for all the keyboard, you know what I'm saying, the keyboard warriors that are not going to do anything. So, like I said, are y'all going to keep the same energy y'all kept with Joshua? Because remember, Joshua is with a slave master. That's what y'all said. Y'all said Joshua is with a white slave master in Eddie Hearn. So if because y'all know, if Wilder signed with the Zone, most likely, more than likely, Eddie Hearn is going to be some part of that promotion. because Eddie Hearn and the Zone are one and the same. They are working together. They are working in concert. Period. Point blank. So y'all can go still with this same soap opera talking about who making the most money and all this stuff instead of getting these fighters in the ring where they supposed to be, instead of causing division and saying, well, Wilder shouldn't cross the street, or Earl Spence shouldn't cross the street and go fight Terrence Crawford on ESPN. Man, ESPN is the biggest sports network. Period. Why shouldn't Eddie? Why shouldn't any of these fighters, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Deontay Wilder, the Charlo brothers, why shouldn't they fight on ESPN? Why wouldn't they? That's a lot of exposure. Like a lot of exposure. That when you a fighter, especially boxing is not a top sport in America. Like it's not a top sport in America. If if you're if you're fighting in America, you're supposed to be on all platforms that's going to give you a lot of attention. Period. Point blank. You shouldn't be listening to somebody on YouTube telling you what you should do with your career. See, that's what got Wilder in trouble when he fought Fury. He admitted, "Oh, I was listening to everybody. I was listening to people on social media saying that I I was gonna I need to knock Fury out or and all this stuff." And he went out in there looking for the knockout and tore up his game plan because he was trying to appease people on YouTube, saying, and this same thing can happen to Earl Spence, because a lot of people saying Earl is about to go in there and walk over Danny Garcia, run through Danny Garcia. I mean, not Danny Garcia. Mikey Garcia is going to be over in 3 or 4 rounds. And I'm telling y'all right now, before it even happens, the fight is going to go 12 rounds. The fight is going to go all 12 rounds. I'm telling y'all right now. And Mikey Garcia is going to have a good showing of himself. And I don't want to hear zero excuses. If that man go in there and pull that fight off, I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear about Snack. I don't want to hear about Victor Conte. I don't hear about none of that stuff. But going back to my video, going back to the topic, like I said, Deontay Wilder, and look, and he even said in the video, in the interview he was doing with 78, he said that some people gonna be happy about this deal, who he signed with, and some people gonna be mad. But he's gonna do what's best for him, which I've been saying that all along. So it's a possibility that Deontay Wilder finna sign with ESPN and Bob Arum, or the Zone and Eddie Hearn. He's about to sign with any one of those two. He said he's not leaving Showtime. He will go back on Showtime and still fight there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, these fighters should fight on all these platforms. Work with all these different channels and entities. Just work with all of them. Work with the ones that are going to give you what you want, what you're looking for. He wants to fight. And I truly believe Deontay Wilder. I believe Deontay Wilder when he said he want to fight everybody. He want to fight all the heavyweights. I believe him. Believe the man. I believe the man wants to fight all the heavyweights. So if he wants to do that, he has to go. If he want to fight Joshua, and they offered him a lot of money to fight Joshua on the Zone, go fight him on the Zone. Then after you beat Joshua, if you could be successful in that fight, go fight Tyson Fury on ESPN platform. They're gonna if they offer you a lot of money, because you're getting both worlds. You're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting your money, and you getting to fight the fights that you want to fight. You want the rematch with Fury, and now obviously you want to be undisputed, so you got to fight Joshua. You and Joshua have to fight for undisputed. So that'd be undisputed. Then you can tie up the loose ends and go fight Fury, and win the so-called linealship, which I don't think he's a lineal champion anyway. I already explained that. But or you know what I'm saying. But y'all got more. You got more than a linealship on the line with Fury. It'll be fight number 2 to help validate fight number 1. You know what I'm saying? Because whoever wins fight number 2, a lot of people gonna give fight number 1 to them. That's just how it's gonna go. And like I said, and finally Deontay Wilder is coming up out this emotional stage, because everybody want to be emotional about everything. Man, it's just business, man. It has nothing to do with your emotions. And if a fighter feel a certain way about another fighter, especially in your weight class, you can always get in the ring, glove up, and hit the man in the face. If you feel don't like Joshua for any type of way because you don't like the way he did the way he treated you with, I guess, negotiations, or you don't like Eddie Hearn. The best way to get at Eddie Hearn is to go in there and beat Joshua. That's the best way to get at Eddie Hearn. And the thing about it is, Wilder, you have it in your hands. You can actually sign up to fight Joshua and punch the man in the face if you don't like him. Now you got a problem with Fury because he didn't take the rematch. You can actually sign the contract and go punch Fury in the face and knock him out and keep him down this time. That's what you can do. Everybody else can talk on the sidelines. We as boxing supporters, all we can do is make predictions and talk on the sidelines. We can't go in there and punch nobody in the face. You can actually go in there and take out your frustrations on your opponent, and it's real. It's right there for you. And I'm glad that Wilder said what he said in that interview. That man said some people gonna be happy and some people gonna be mad. Oh well, I'm gonna do what's best for my career. Plain and simple. And I believe the zone is about to throw a lot of money at Wilder. I believe they about to throw a nice little piece of change at him, and or ESPN, whoever. I believe they're both bidding for him. They both want him. But let me know what y'all think, man. Shout out to Wilder, man. Go get your money, man. I'm not. I don't be on here talking about who's making this much money. I don't care who's making this much money and who's not making this much money. It's up to the fighters, their advisor, the people that works with them to get the best contract and the most money possible. Period. That's on them. That's on the fighter, and that's on their what I'm saying, their people that are working with them. So that has nothing to do with me. I hope all of them get the money that they want to get, but get y'all butts in the ring and fight. Because ultimately, if you want a lot of money, if you want people to dole out for these pay-per-views, y'all got to actually get in the ring and fight, man. And I ain't finna pay for no crazy stuff. I'm not finna sit up here and pay for Wilder to fight some Dominique Brazil, and that should be on TV.